So now we're bringing algebra back into our converses. Notice they're asking us to find a value of x. That's not so different from what we've been doing in the past. However, now we don't know that the lines are parallel. We need a value of x that helps us prove those lines are parallel. So if we look at the kind of angles we have, these are interior between those two lines A and B, and they're on opposite sides of the transversal. So these are alternate interior angles. In order to ensure A and B are parallel, alternate interior angles need to be equal. So the equation we're setting up here is one of equality. The converse we're going to use, well, that's our alternate interior angles converse. That's what is going to allow us to prove that A is parallel to B. So the algebra here is no different from what we've done in the past. It's a two-step equation. We can add 23 to both sides. That'll cancel off on the left, leaving us with just 10x. On the right, 137 plus 23 is 160. One last step, dividing both sides by 10. That will give us that x is 16. So again, the algebra hasn't changed here. The same steps you've used since Algebra A are still what we're using here. But the reason we're setting this equation up and finding this value of x is right here. The alternate interior angles converse is allowing us to say, hey, A and B are parallel with this value of x. 1 and 2 are very similar in the setup, but notice the angles themselves are different. These are the pair that can be helpful if you go ahead and draw in that extra box. Notice the two marked angles share the same position. Those are corresponding angles in the same position with respect to the transversal there. So we're going to use the corresponding angles converse. The corresponding angles converse tells us that if those two angles are equal, they have equal measure, then we'll have parallel lines. So very similar to last time, this is an equality setup. We're just setting those two angle measures equal, and it's a two-step equation. We can subtract 11 from both sides, cancel on the left. That will leave us with 9x is 63. One last step here, divide both sides by 9. And we are left with x equals 7. So again, very similar algebra to what we've been doing for a while now. However, the reason we're setting this equation up is we want to use that corresponding angles converse. Saying that these two angle measures are equal allows us to prove that A and B are parallel.